Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hog Pod. My name is Fallon,
I'm Kylie.
and today we're doing something a little different. We have entitled this episode Hot Mess Hotline, and the reason for that is because we have a bunch of questions in here from all of you, and we're going to be answering them as college seniors. So they're really focused on college today and all things experience, and yeah, we'll see what we get into. Do you want to go first, Kylie?
I will.
Go ahead.
Okay, this one's from Olivia from Alabama. She said, "Do you really actually need to know what you want to do with your life before you graduate, or is it okay to just wing it?" Honestly, I think it's a mix of both.
Yeah.
I've switched my major 3 times being in college, so clearly I did know, and we're both about to graduate in like 8 months, which is scary. And we both have no clue what we want to do. Like, we have a general idea of like what field we want to get into,
Yeah.
but for the most part, like, it's kind of like, who's going to offer me a job?
Yeah. You kind of have to know, I think, just the field that you want to go into for your major. Like that's
Something that you're passionate about.
yeah, that's like the bare minimum. Something that brings you joy, something that you think could be fun for you, or something that you're just passionate about. And then after that, it really comes to finding your niche and finding like, okay, within this, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
Like for those of you who want to be nurses, what part of nursing do you want to go into? Pediatrics or dermatology, things like that. So I think that it really is just you have to have a broad idea when you're coming in. Even as a freshman, you can go in undeclared and you can be undeclared. I wouldn't be undeclared into like past sophomore year, but you still have like that little bit of
Trying to figure out what you want to do,
but
because
it's a little.
it's a little time in the beginning, but even like once you figure out your major and trying to figure out like what you're passionate about, like to the extent, like if you're a journalism major, okay, what in journalism do you want to do?
Yeah.
Like,
And
you have time to figure out that part of it.
Absolutely. And I think that it's smarter to go more broad. I think I came in as I applied as a pre-law major. Didn't want to do that anymore. And then I became a broadcast journalism major. And while there are a lot of different jobs within that field, I wanted something a little more broad. So that's why I leaned towards, and I changed it to multimedia journalism because it is so broad. Like I can dip my toe in to a bunch of different things and find out what I like. And I do the videography and the actual on-air stuff and podcasting and things like that, as well as like social media and marketing. So I have enjoyed being able to test out the waters, and now I know more so what I want to do. I still don't have my finger quite on it, but I have a better idea. So I think that going in more broad is probably the smartest.
And I think even after you graduate, you have time to still figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, even whenever you get your first job, like, they're there to help train you. And like, because like college, yes, it teaches you about your major, but like, you're really not going to know everything until you get that hands-on experience in that job.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and next one. This one is for Caroline from Mississippi. She says, so like, ... How do y'all actually make friends without it feeling fake? Because high school was all cliques and I'm over it. This is a good question. I think it's a lot about putting yourself out there.
For sure. I like that you need to like crack open your shell.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know it is a lot harder because we do have a friend who she's very timid and she felt like she has a bunch of friends, but she felt like she didn't have a bunch of friends, or she wasn't meeting new people. And really all the advice that we could give her was just, you have to put yourself out there. Like there's no way around it. If you have your AirPods in and you don't talk to anybody and you go into these classes and you sit in the back by yourself,
Keep your head down.
yeah, you're not it's inevitable. You're not going to meet people. So I think if you go in on your first day of whatever semester it is, I continue to do this every first day. I go ahead and try to sit next to someone or be like, hey, is this seat taken? and then be like, oh, at the end of class or whatever, be like, hey, can I get your Snapchat or can I get your phone number so that we can talk about the class or discuss or whatever. And that always kind of like sparks the friendship. And then you continue to sit next to that person and you continue to talk. And then, hey, maybe you invite them to your birthday party or you invite them to go out with you or hang out with you and your friends. And then that's like, and the worst thing that can happen is it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just a relationship.
That's on them. That's not on you.
Exactly. It's just like a first date. You go in there and
Give it your all.
yeah. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And that's fine. And
So, yeah, like the first day of my class, it was my first class of the first day. And so I obviously was like a little like kind of scared. It was in a building that I've never been in. And I sat down and I literally plopped down next to these girls and I was like, hi, I'm Kylie. And they're like, hi. And then we just like started talking. And the next thing I knew, I had some like players from the football team sit down next to like all of us too. And they all started talking. And like we now banter every single week, especially if we lose, which is pretty often here at Arkansas. I'm like, hey, you guys better get some more field time. Like, you guys really need to get it up. But it's like important to build those relationships with people because like Colin said, what's the worst they're going to say?
yeah.
What's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah.
You just don't have a friend.
Okay, actually, and
Fine, move on to the next.
yeah, normally people aren't rude enough to me.
No.
I don't want to talk to you. So
But most people are also scared.
yeah, most of the time it goes great. I just say, yeah, put yourself out there.
Okay, this one is Emma from Kentucky. She said, do y'all actually cook meals or is it just college, like meal plans, or is it just Chick-fil-A and ramen 24/7?
I've been waiting for this one. I love to cook. I love it so much.
She is the chef of the group.
Yes, I love to cook. It really just depends on the person, but I think
Think it all days on the stage of college that you're in.
yeah, freshman year, you're not gonna cook.
No, you're a meal.
You're just not going to. You have a meal plan. You have your little, cues. You said you have your mac and cheese, your little Kraft mac and cheese, whatever. Like you have things like that, ramen when you're hungry at 3 a.m. But sophomore year or whenever you start to live off of campus is where unless you have a meal plan and you're willing to go on campus for
every meal, which is not ideal.
yeah, because then you're paying for gas and all that. So it just doesn't make sense.
Parking.
Yeah. That's when you start cooking. And I think it's all about finding things that you enjoy that also are nutritious, but then are also easy. Like
There is something that's easy and that will be probably leftover.
absolutely. I love on a Sunday going to get groceries, cooking a huge thing of ground beef or chicken or whatever it's going to be, and then using it throughout the week for different things. Like I can eat it as tacos for one day, put it in like a bowl the next day, put it with some eggs, like things like that. Finding things that you really enjoy and then putting up with a bunch of stuff is really, really, I think, in my opinion, important because then you're never bored of
I agree. Also, like, if you're eating out 24/7, your skin will hate you, your gut will hate you, like, your bank account sure will hate you.
Yeah.
So, I think that, like, also finding that balance, like, it is okay to go out and treat yourself every once in a while.
I also think about it as like, at some point, you're gonna have to learn how to cook. Like, to be a human being,
How to cook.
yes, I have. To be a human being and to be an adult in society and not have horrible health, you need to learn how to cook.
At least the basics.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be hard. As long as you can make some eggs, you can make some chicken, you can
Make your burger.
yeah,
You're chilling.
then you're fine. I think, yeah, that's the biggest thing. Okay, this is from Jaden from Dallas. Be real. Does anyone actually date in college or is it just hookups and situationships? This is a complicated one because,
It's a two-parter.
yes, I'd say freshman year, people don't date. They don't do it. If a guy or a girl tells you, mainly guys, but also kind of girls, if they tell you that they're ready to date, they're probably lying.
They probably just want to LSD bumper.
Yeah. I don't know anyone freshman year who wanted to actually date unless they came in to school with a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
I don't think I had any. No, I didn't have any friends that got in relationships freshman year.
Yeah.
Maybe like summer after, but like
And we've had our fair share of situationships. And let me tell you,
some be good, some be bad.
yeah, majority of them are bad, but it's all of like the same thing. Like you go into it and you're thinking, oh, this person wants to be with me. Maybe it's time. Pray with time. Like I can make them fall in love with me. No,
I can change them. No, babes, you cannot.
no, you can't. And what they want is what they want. At the end of the day, everyone's going to do what they want to do. Like no one's telling them to date you. No matter how
said all of his buddies are probably telling him, don't date that chick. Like, think how much fun you would have.
Yeah, but let's go out. Yeah, exactly. But then as you get closer, I'd say junior or senior year is when people start to settle down, and a lot of people don't. I still have people that are just like, I don't want a relationship at all. I want to meet my significant other or whatever when I have a job or when I'm fully stable. And that's
or when I move to a different, like, move to like my home is going to be.
Exactly. And which is smart. I just don't ever think that a situationship should even be a thing. Like, I think that it is so messed up. Because your situationship,
everything like you are in a relationship
with no label.
Yep. And you try to like mask your feelings because, but then I usually get tired and like, oh, I don't want to do feelings, blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, you're hurting inside.
Yep. Exactly.
It's like, what do you tell people when you're out in public?
I've done that one too many times. We both have. Yeah, it's not great. But I think that honestly, just trust your gut. If you think that somebody's being loyal to you, then they're loyal to you, and that's great, and follow through with it. But I think that never put all of your eggs in one basket too soon.
Yep.
That's my advice. And don't go into college with a relationship. Yeah, we're not going to really say anything else past that because genuinely, it's never good.
Nope.
Yep.
Okay, from Noah, 19, Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Oh, he's a local.
Do seniors actually have their life together, or are y'all just better at pretending? I think honestly, yes, we do have a little bit better of putting our lives together. Just in the sense that, I mean, this is our 4th year here. We've had some experience of what to do and what not to do. But I also think that, like, it's not even necessarily pretending. I think you just get better at masking it and figuring it out for yourself a lot quicker than you did freshman year.
Yeah, I think that freshman year, you have no balance at all. I don't think anybody has it fully figured out. As the years go on, it just gets a little bit better. It's like a little knob, just a little bit better.
It's just like slowly rising.
Yeah, I think that like now, I think we very much so, and freshman year, we didn't do this. We prioritize our mental health. We prioritize our physical health. While we're eating, the classes that we're going to, we're making sure we're going to all of our classes. And if we don't miss class, we feel very guilty. And freshman year, I never felt that. I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, freshman year, if I missed class, I was like, yep.
Yep.
But now I'm like, oh my God. I feel like I have to emo it. Like, I got in a car accident 2 weeks ago, and I'm loaded up in the stretcher in the back of the ambulance. And my first thought was, I have to email my professor that I won't make make the 3:30 class.
Yeah.
And the poor EMS drivers are like, it's okay. Like, you've had time to explain it. But I just felt so guilty. I was like, I just wrecked my car and like I'm getting transferred to the hospital. But like the first thing I'm worried about is like making sure my professors know that like,
I know
I'm not intentionally trying to miss their class.
Yeah. And I think that that's just like the biggest thing is that you learn how to balance it all and you learn what really matters.
Well, it's like at the end of the day, also you're paying for this.
Yeah.
So it's like,
once you
really break down the amount each class costs,
they're like wasting like $200 each class.
Yeah, $200 like each day.
Yeah.
Like it's insane.
So just go. Yeah, please. Okay, let me see. Ava from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Do you ever stop feeling like an imposter, or do seniors still feel like freshmen half the time? Well, we kind of just talked about this, but
it makes it both.
Yeah, I think that no one has their life fully together. It is really
you're pretending.
Yeah, sorry. But it really is about faking it till you make it. It really is. Like, if I go into a day, I wake up and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be the best version of myself. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to eat a good breakfast. I'm going to make sure I pack my lunch. I'm going to make sure I go to all my classes. I'm going to make sure I make work on time. I'm going to do everything that I need to do. At some point, it becomes habit. And then it becomes who you are.
And then you don't got to fake it.
Yeah.
Because it's just the life that you're living in.
Exactly.
I think that, like, again, it kind of touches back on the last question, but, like, I mean, we still get lost on campus. Yeah, we have a better understanding and a better grasp of where things are and the resources that we have. But it's like, our first days are still just as frightening as freshmen.
No, they really are. Like, we're just like normally in the same building now, but
Yeah, normally all of our classes are in one building because we're in our major related classes. But I mean, it's still like, we still get scared just as much as like those little freshman babies are.
Absolutely. Let's see, next question.
Ethan from Little Rock, Arkansas. What's the fastest way y'all learned to live on your own without blowing all your money the first week? It's gonna be a Fallon question because I don't know.
Kylie,
I'm just a vendor. Like, that's like, I can't help it.
she really can't at all. She just got a brand new job. Hasn't even had anything.
Haven't got my first paycheck.
Yeah, not at all. And she went and bought some new clothes. So, if that sums her up. But I think
necessity.
Whatever you say. I think that it's honestly just about prioritizing what is
What matters?
what matters the most to you. Because if you really value a gym membership and you need to spend that $7 a month on this gym membership because it makes you feel better mentally and it makes you feel better physically, then do that. But
there's no reason that you need a $5 Starbucks drink every single week.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just like things like you need to figure out what means the most to you. And if you do want to go buy a new book every 3 weeks or whatever, but okay, cool, do that. But then don't go out and eat food like 5 times a week or whatever. Like, you just have to balance it, I think. And also budgeting, and budgeting's not hard anymore. Like, you can ask ChatGPT.
You know, there's so many apps, like Wacket Money is a good one.
Yes. Yeah, you can put in your income or however much your parents give you or whatever the case may be, and just go into ChatGPT and be like, hey, I really need these 5 things. This is what I pay for. Help me budget it out and help me know how much I have. And
left over for spending or whatever.
Exactly. Okay, I think this is our last question. Sophia from St. Louis says, biggest difference between high school classes and college classes? Like, am I going to drown in homework? This is a good question. And I think that
yes or no. I feel like it depends on your major for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But I also think that the biggest difference is in high school, they really, and in like even middle school, I feel like I got this drilled into me, is if you didn't show up or you didn't do your work or whatever, the teacher telling you, in college, they're not going to put up with that. They're not going to put up with it.
They put up with it.
They just don't, like, you're not their kid. You're not their baby. They don't baby you. And that's like the biggest difference to me, I think, is because in high school, if someone doesn't get, and maybe it's different for different high schools, but for mine, if you didn't get your schoolwork done, they would pull you for some sort of like in school sort of like study hall, I guess. And they would pull you for that, and they would have you finish your work so that you made sure you got your work done, and the teacher would help you or whatever.
But down in high school, you're a minor still. So like you are under mommy and daddy's care.
Yeah.
In college, they like our professors don't have access to like who our parents are. It doesn't show. It doesn't show you. They're not going to email your parents. They'll be like, your daughter's failing her class.
Yeah. And if your mom emails your parent or your teachers, that's figured. Don't let them do that. That's really embarrassing. I've had some friends who've done that. It's really embarrassing. But no, I think that they just don't baby you. If you don't do your schoolwork, you don't do your schoolwork and you fall behind, and that reflects on you out, and that's you. So I think it's just finding out how you can study, how you can get your schoolwork done. I have always tried to be in the mindset of, okay, if I have a fun thing going on, I'm going to make sure I'm not allowing myself to go out on Saturday if my schoolwork isn't done by Thursday or whatever.
Yeah.
Or by Saturday morning.
I'm going to Vegas this weekend, and I am getting all my schoolwork done by tonight and tomorrow night, so that whenever I get on that plane, I don't even have to think about it.
Absolutely.
Because then also how sucky is it to be like, hold on guys, I have to stay up in the room, like you guys go have fun at the parties, like I'm gonna go do my, like it's not fun. Like
it's just priorities.
You just have to learn what matters the most. Yeah. It's all about balance.
Absolutely.
You can still have your fun and play, but like you need to like know how to get down.
For sure. Well, I think that's all we have time for today. Again, I'm Fallon.
And I'm Kylie.
And this is the Hog Pod. Bye, guys.